No, I can't do the live stream tonight. I'm playing Mario Kart. What do you mean we're on? We're on? Oh, hey! Hey, guys! Hello! This is RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy. Hey, guys, welcome to another episode of Mobile Weekly / Mobile Q&A. We go over all the latest news that happened during the week and answer your questions live. Have been going through a lot this week, guys. I have not had a day off. A little tired, a little bit in pain, stressed out, but we're going to do the show for you guys. So first, as always, we're going to go over the mobile news that happened during the week. Then, if you guys have questions you want to ask, just ask it in the comment section down below, and I will answer every question before the end of the show. All right, let's get to the first bit of news that happened during this week, and that is going to be the news that both LG and Samsung are in a race to get to a four-sided curved phone. Now, I did tease this in the thumbnail of what that could possibly look like, and it really is an interesting style and concept. Will we be getting this? I don't know. I don't know if that's what's going to happen necessarily, but it is a pretty exciting idea that we will get a fully curved phone. Now, the main issues that would plague a phone like this is the fact that you are going to have the camera and the earpiece, and those are going to be the main two issues with it overall. Now, can this be overcome? Yeah, of course it can be overcome, but we'll have to wait and see exactly just how it is overall when it would come to that. So I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to go down. Overall, though, definitely excited to see a fully curved phone. And this is another race between the two screen manufacturers. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, a couple of years ago, we got the LG Flex, and we got the Galaxy Round, and then we got the Note Edge. So these were the first curved displays that were tried, and it was a race between those two to get the best kind of curved style. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to go this time around and what we're going to get from a four-sided curved phone. I will tell you, I absolutely love the curve on the S8 Plus that I have. I personally don't think that we can see that much of a better looking phone this year, but who knows? We might be proven wrong, but I think when it comes to best looking phones at the end of the year, I think besides like Samsung's Note 8 that probably will take a lot of design cues from this, I don't know if another phone is really going to come out against this as being the better looking phone this year. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you agree with me that the S8 is one of the best looking curved phones, and would you even like it more if it absolutely had no bottom, no top, all curved? Let me know. All right, in the next bit of news, we have two design parts confirming our still predictions on the iPhone X device. And that is that we are indeed getting a phone that has this display where, yes, it's going to be this kind of case. So you have everything where the leaks are showing. That the camera's right there, that you, again, do not have any kind of return of a headphone jack. Sorry, guys, that's gone. You have stereo speakers coming at the bottom, along with the tweeters on the screen. And then the thing about this one, though, is this one shows no fingerprint scanner on the back, which is against what we have heard again. So maybe Apple is going to figure that out, but that's the big thing, that if it's going to be figured out or not, to have the fingerprint scanner on the back of the phone or on the screen. Now, the main problem with the screen is the fact that they can make it. Both Samsung and Apple can make it, but they can't make as many. The companies that need to create this are not able to produce it as much. And for an iPhone, that would be a big problem for Apple. I think actually that's why Samsung has the safest bet, because Notes do not sell as much as S series. So I think they'll have a better chance than Apple to create a phone with a fingerprint scanner on the phone. Now, what do I mean by that? By the way, if you're thinking like, what? Notes are amazing. They're way better than the S series. Yes, but they're also a higher price, so they don't sell as much. Just to give you an idea, Samsung on average has always sold anywhere from 40 to like 70 million S series phones, whereas the Note falls more between the 5 and 20 million side of it. So it depends. Obviously, it's range from different year to different year, but overall, the more sales go to the less expensive versions of the phone than the higher price versions. Although we are seeing a shift in that with the bigger screens. For instance, the S8 Plus was a bigger seller than the S8 because of the bigger display. And in another leak, we also see the fact that, again, everything is looking like we're seeing. So this is the design of the iPhone. This will be the design of the next iPhone. The curious thing is Apple's going to adopt which style. So we already know they are not going to have the curve like this on their phone. They're going to do the same that the G6 had. So if you want to know what the iPhone will look like in the front, go ahead and look at the G6. That's pretty much what the iPhone will look like in the front for the iPhone X version. Now, that being said, the main thing about that is are they going to have black bezels on the front, or are they going to have more similar to what LG had, which is whatever color you get, that's the front you get? I think it would be more ideal, and I was against this. If you remember, if you look at weeks ago, yes, I was one of the people that said I didn't like this. After having it for a couple weeks, I think they made the right decision. I will say that I was wrong after seeing it for a while, and that is that I do believe that it was better to have black bezels on the front because it is so much more immersive. It does make that better. I will say that I didn't like that at first. I wanted the front to be the same as the back, but after seeing the G6 and the S8 both side to side on the front, it actually really bothers me the silver on the G6, so I think the black was the better choice. And I think Apple will go with that personally, but we'll have to wait and see. And again, this does point to the wireless charging that the iPhone X will have. The iPhone 7s and 7s Plus will not have that because they'll still be metal phones, but the iPhone X will be a glass backing, so it will have the wireless charging. And speaking of that, it looks like we have another controversial thing, and that is that, as we know, Apple was reporting to order up to 50 million OLED displays from Samsung. At least that's what the contract signed for. Now, we do not know the time period of that contract. So it very well could be in a year's time, 50 million were ordered, which is fine. That makes more sense. But if it was 50 million for this year, well, the only way that would work is if the 7S and 7S Plus versions of the phone also were going to have an OLED display. However, this report from Phone Arena states otherwise. It does state that we're only getting the OLED display on the iPhone X and not the iPhone 7S and 7S Plus, which means that order would have been for a year instead of this year. Meaning that instead of 3 months only of time that Apple would have, or 4 months, 3 months really, because September is the end of September. So 3.5 months to sell 50 million phones on the iPhone X would not happen. It just wouldn't happen. However, 50 million phones in a year's time is easily going to happen for iPhone. So keeping that in mind, it looks like the iPhone X order might be the only one with OLED displays. If that's true, then the 7S and 7S Plus really aren't having too much of a redesign. So we'll have to wait and see, though. And in other news, it looks like we finally have some of the numbers on sales from the S8, and that is the S8 sold 30% more than the Galaxy S7. Keeping in mind that the S7 was the best launch since the S4 several years back. So that is really impressive, seeing as how much of a big sale that was. So we don't have the exact numbers, but it looks like pre-orders were up 30% year over year. We don't have the exact numbers on it yet, but that's definitely impressive for Samsung doing that quickly. It looks like if they're up 30% in pre-orders, it looks like they could hit 10 million phone mark with less than a month, which I believe they did it in about a month and a half for the S7, if I'm not mistaken. But we'll have to see, now that regular sales are there, besides just pre-orders, we'll have to see how they're doing. All right, now a really interesting bit of news came out, and this is from Android Authority, and it's an exclusive, but they're saying that by Q3, T-Mobile might be offering their own smartphone. So their own $650 to $850 smartphone, and this to me comes out of left field. I'm just like, what? A carrier has done this before with cheap versions. So Verizon has their own cheap version of a tablet. Same with AT&T. They have a cheap version of a tablet. But no carrier has ever gone for a high-end market with a product. It has not happened. So I'm very curious to see this. I'm also very curious to see who would build it. For some reason, just because T-Mobile has such a long standing with Samsung, I feel like it might be Samsung. But they could be using a manufacturer that needs more help, like HTC, something along those lines, and one they can kind of, persuade to do whatever they want. So I'm really kind of interested to see how this will work out. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about a carrier phone? I don't see why I would get it, but if it would have some cool features, some different features, maybe I might consider it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Whatever carrier you're on, would you buy a phone they would make if it's $650 to $850 over, LG, Apple, and Samsung? Would you buy it over those? That's the thing. Like, what are they going to offer that's beneficial to it? That's my opinion. And finally, I just thought this was a very interesting one, and we will be doing a video on it later this week, but Samsung Marshmallow. Samsung Marshmallow is not Android Marshmallow. It is actually a built-in software that basically is for kids, and it kind of walks them through it, gives them points, shows them how to work the phone. In Marshmallow mode, they have set time limits, so this is all the time you can use the phone for. So that kind of stuff. We've seen this on things like Kindles, and we've even seen kid modes have this. But I do like the idea of this kind of stuff, and it gets some rewards. I'll kind of go over and see it, but it looks like they can actually get gift cards for behaving. That's really cool. So if they behave, they can get gift cards. I think that's a really cool way of doing it. And yeah, I'm also curious what would stop a parent from, or person just from installing this app, doing whatever these goals are, and getting gift card. Or because these are just points, right? Or does the parent's credit card get billed for this? I'm very curious. I'm going to check it out. But it's a really cool concept to reward kids based on a point system for them behaving on their phone. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, guys. So those were the news topics this week. Again, go ahead and ask your questions in the comment section down below. I see we have a couple going on already. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I will answer them before the end of the show. All right. So, I think Samsung should make a tablet compared to the iPad Pro 12.2. Think bigger version of the Tab S3. I think that would be great. However, Samsung's already done it before, and it didn't sell that well. You can actually look it up. Samsung did a version of that kind of tablet before Apple did, and it was called the Samsung Note 12.2. It did come with an S Pen. They also made a tab version without the S Pen, but they were all the Pro series. And it was a beautiful display. It was one of the first 2K displays, if I'm not mistaken. So it really looked beautiful, great looking. It didn't sell well. Every version of that tablet didn't sell well. So they had the LTE version, they had the tab version, which was $100 less compared to the S Pen version, and it didn't sell well. Now it could look better, but it's just not what the tablet market is really selling. The iPad Pro 12.9 is also one of the worst selling tablets that Apple has. Tablets are not selling at that price point. People much rather get something like a Surface, which is what I have. I have the Surface Pro 3. Much more worth it for the price. You actually get a full functioning computer that can do everything, and it has a touchscreen as well. So I mean that's the big thing. I have told people before they discontinued it, that the MacBook Air was a much better sale than the 12.9 iPad Pro in my opinion as well. So for me, I don't like the 12 inch version just because although it's a nice huge display, it's just not functional comparing to the regular one. So that's just my opinion for it. Uh, get rid of the banner on your wall, Ricky. It looks like you snatched it off a great strip club. Got it. I like it. I have gotten a lot of comments on it, so I'm gonna keep it. And if you go to gay strip clubs and you've seen a lot of them, I mean, there you go. I mean, I don't know. That's your prerogative. All right. Do you have your S8 set up on Full HD or QHD? I personally have it on Full HD most of the time. However, I have started using the Gear VR. We got that in the studio. We did an unboxing. So yeah, that is what we have going on. For that reason, the VR automatically switches your phone to QHD. I will say this: I do like the first-person shooter game that they are highlighting right now for it. It's really a lot of fun, and I am holding like this, like I'm going like this when I'm aiming. So I think it's really cool, and I will be doing a review on that game specifically coming up. Hello, Ricky, the YouTube tech guy. Can you do how to root the S7 or S7 Edge? No, unfortunately, I will not. Simply for the fact that I don't do rooting on my channel. There are plenty of other channels that do rooting. And the main website you go to do a step-by-step tutorial on it is XDA Developers. People have it all spelled out there. I know sometimes visual is better, and I agree with that. But for our channel, we do more for everyday users, and rooting is not for everyday users. So yeah, my friend actually just did it to his. He got the Android 7.0 update and absolutely hated it on his S7, on his Note 5. Sorry, he just got it on his Note 5. He had so many issues with it. He literally could not survive 24 hours on Android 7.0. So he immediately put a ROM on it, rooted it, put a ROM on it, stock ROM. It was just basically he moved it back to how it was, so it was working because he was having so many issues with it. Ooh, whoa, sorry, just a whole bunch of questions just loaded. Will there be a curve on the Note 8? Yes, most likely the Note 8 will only be a curved version, just like the S8 was only a curved phone. Would you be okay with Samsung removing the headphone jack on the Note 8? Honestly, I rarely use the headphone jack. I will say that. I only use it as a fallback. If my headphones that I have with me are dead, that's when I use it. Other than that, though, I don't use it. So, yeah, that's me. Although I will say this, a lot of people would not be okay with it. I don't use it that much, so I wouldn't be too upset by it. I'm actually more upset about the opposite. One thing I can't believe Nintendo didn't do is, how do you not have Bluetooth on this? It's 2017. No Bluetooth? What the fuck? So yeah, that's my biggest thing. It does have a headphone jack, but I'll take Bluetooth over a headphone jack. Especially with Bluetooth 5.0, the fact that you can have two people listening to headphones on the same device, that's really cool. So I rather prefer that kind of stuff over a headphone jack. So I'm okay with no headphone jack more than I would be okay with no Bluetooth, as I now have products that have both. Yes and no if they remove the headphone jack on the Note 8. As of right now, we have no indication if they're removing the headphone jack on the Note 8 or not. But if we do, I will let you guys know. What's some good Type-C headphones that will work with the S8? You know, I have not checked out any Type-C headphones for the S8 as of yet, but I'll start to look around. Maybe that could be one of the next month giveaways that we'll check out Type-C headphones and we'll give one away to you guys. Do a video on the reminder feature on the phone app, declined call. So I'm assuming you're talking about Bixby Reminder. So Bixby Reminder is a feature that's built into the phone, and basically it allows you to set a reminder when someone calls. So if someone calls and I decline the call, I can set a reminder to call them back in 3 hours. Say I was in a business meeting right this week and someone called me during that, I could actually set the reminder to, I got out at like, I think 2 p.m. So I could set the reminder for like 3 hours, 4 hours till it's at 2 p.m. And then it will remind me at that time. So as soon as I get out, it reminds me. That's a really cool feature of Bixby Reminder. You can also set Bixby Reminder with the voice when it comes out later in the next month or so. But that's the idea behind Bixby Reminder. I think a four-sided screen is more of a useless gimmick than the curved TVs. No, curved TVs are very useless. The whole idea behind curved TV was just that it's supposed to be more immersive when there's one person to max 2 people in it. Even when you start to get to 3, and especially when you're at 4, just forget it. You actually do not get to see the entire screen. So that's what the part of the curved display was. However, again, it's the look factor that's the wow factor of the fully curved display. I only use phones with dark bezels on the front because other colors are distracting. Yep, I understand that now. Can you explain the word lighten means on the iPhone? Lightning, the lightning cable. So yes, the lightning cable is not fast charging by today's standards. What do I mean by that? I mean by today's standards, most phones use much faster forms of charging, from Samsung to the Pixel XL to OnePlus 3T. All of these use much faster forms of charging than Apple currently does. I do believe with the iPhone X they will update this. They will have a new version of the lightning cable. It'll be identical looking to it, but I think it will be a faster charging just because Apple needs to, because Apple is the longest to charge out of any smartphone right now in the flagship realm. So yeah, I think they need it, quite frankly. But yeah, as of right now, Lightning was faster than the old, I don't know if you remember the old iPhone and iPad charger. That was the big one, the 30-pin connection. That was much slower. So Lightning was faster than that. However, it is not fast by today's standards. Do you think that they will make a comeback of Samsung Mega Series? It's an interesting thought, but here's another interesting thought. The Mega was a 6.3-inch display. This is a 6.2-inch display. So we've already gotten to the Mega size, but at a much smaller phone compared to the Mega. I remember the Mega. But the Mega didn't sell as well, quite frankly. So I don't know if Samsung would give it another try. Hi, Eric. My name is Ricky, but, Samsung is the best mobile device out there. No one can mess with the Note 7. Hey, the Note 7 was still an amazing phone. I think that Samsung should get rid of the Active series on AT&T, switch it to T-Mobile, or put it on all carriers. Yeah, AT&T really pays for that exclusivity in the marketing department, from what I hear. So I don't think that would do anything in terms of that. But I'm really kind of interested to see how long they'll keep going with the Active series, because it has to be very costly for Samsung to do it in one carrier. Because as far as I know, and correct me if I'm wrong if you live in another country that has it, I don't know if any other country has the Active. So that's a very expensive phone just to make for one carrier. So yeah, I mean, either expanding it to all carriers or maybe just not having it at all would be options they would have. There was like a sport version that Sprint had with the S5, I want to say, but it did not sell well. So I don't know. At T-Mobile phone over the Note 8, I doubt it. Yeah, right. How can you prove it's coming out? Such a thing that I can take a phone to any carrier. Oh, what do you mean by which phone coming out? I mean, do you mean like the T-Mobile phone? Yeah, T-Mobile phone, I assume you would not be able to take to another carrier. If you're talking about the S8 video, though, we did on it, the S8 has every band on this device. So you should be able to take this phone from Verizon, from T-Mobile, from AT&T, from Sprint, and put it on whatever carrier you want. From what I hear, again, later on this year, Samsung will have an update that actually makes it so that the bloatware will change. Oh, you want a T-Mobile one? Here's T-Mobile's bloatware. Oh, you want to activate it on Sprint? Here's Sprint's bloatware. If we could get rid of that, that would be great, but, you know, it is what it is. It better be a damn good phone by T-Mobile, yeah, right? Can I please have an S8? Been wanting one since 2012, a Galaxy. Yeah, just go out and buy one. I know I bought both of mine. Well, one of mine, I guess. I did buy one of them. But, yes. They should call T-Mobile phone bloatware phone, I know, right? Are you still loving the S8 Plus? Love your videos, amazing. I really do love the S8 Plus. I am very happy with it right now. It is my daily driver. And I love it. I have mine fully set up the way I like it. So I have Nova Launcher on there. Very, very happy with it. Photos are coming out great. I really can't wait to take a trip with it though. However, I'm not going to be taking a trip till the end of this year. Me and my wife will be going to Orlando, and we're going to be going to Disney World and Harry Potter World with Diagon Alley over there during the holiday time, and they decorated and all this kind of stuff. So we were just checking out some videos on it, and we're like, oh, when are we going to go? November, December? I'm hoping probably November because I think it's going to cost less than December, but we'll see. The plane rides are the freaking biggest expense. I think Samsung should build the TV with an edge. I think that will eventually happen, to be honest. Will the S8 charge wirelessly with an OtterBox case? Yes, it will charge wirelessly with a Defender case. Hey, Ricky, what's the name of the insurance plan that you use for your devices? So the insurance plan that I use for my devices is from the carrier. So I use T-Mobile as my personal line, and that line has basically what the heck is it called? Oh my god, I forgot what T-Mobile insurance is called. AT&T's is the next. T-Mobile is Jump. So Jump Unlimited allows me basically to upgrade my phone after every 6 months, or after I pay half of it, basically. So it allows me to upgrade my phone whenever I want, basically, as long as I pay half of it. But what it also has built into that is for $10 a month, I have that ability, and I have the insurance on the phone too. So that's what I have for this. But yeah, I don't have any kind of like the Samsung one or any of the other ones that are out there. There's a lot. New phone, iPhone 8 or iPhone 7s, whatever they're calling it, looks weak compared to the S8. I think Apple's gonna make it again. Apple's gonna market the hell out of it, and it will sell. So it's just to see what they do and what spin they put on it. What do you think of the Huawei MateBook? I think the Huawei MateBook is a really cool concept and really cool device. We did never get to check it out, so I can't say from personal experience. I'm hoping when Huawei releases a new one that we do get to check it out. But yeah, that's really what I like. What editing software do you use for your videos? Adobe Premiere and Adobe Photoshop. Those are the two main softwares I use for editing photo and video. And then I also have XSplit to do the live stream. So it's just X and then split to do live stream. So that's what I do for live stream and what I do for editing, all this stuff. Although, again, my editor, and you guys have seen him on some of the videos before, Wayne, he does most of the editing just because I do not have the time to do it. If I ever would do full-time, yeah, then I could edit, but I don't have the time right now. Until we get to that point where we can do the channel full-time, I can't. I love editing, don't get me wrong. It's actually cool, fun, like all the different stuff you could do for it. I would do a lot more B-roll if I could do it on my own and everything like that kind of stuff, but as of right now, yeah, I mean, it's just not in the cards. I do edit some of the videos, so a lot of the audio ones I was originally doing on mine, and then and then I would show him how to normalize the audio, because that was the thing. Our audio was too low because it wasn't normalized. So on Premiere, when you normalize it, it is better. Live stream is still not as loud. So if you actually notice on the live stream, I try to talk louder than my other videos, just because I'm not going to get the option to normalize the volume. But I have upped the mic. I just try to not up it too much, or else we get echoes. So yeah. And I do, unfortunately, since I upped the mic, it's more latent. So I do apologize if the mic is slightly off. I need to fix that, and I will fix it. I haven't had a day off this week, so I've been a little tired. Literally, my one day off was Saturday. I did work today this morning for my day-to-day job, and when I did that, I did Saturday, and I was like, first of all, my wife got sick, so I have to be a good husband, take care of her as much as I can. And then also I had a lot of stuff. If you checked out our Instagram at the YouTube Tech Guy, I unboxed 4 different products, including the Nintendo Switch. I unboxed the Gear VR. I unboxed a new router setup, which this router setup is amazing. I already recorded the first part of the video. I'm going to record the second half of the video. Or I think I set it up as 2 different videos. But this new router setup is pretty amazing. It's exactly what I was looking for. Huge shout out to TP-Link for sending us it, but we're definitely covering that. And then we also got in a really cool accessory for the car. Probably the best accessory I have yet to see for a car. So a lot of stuff coming out this week. But yeah, so I wanted to, I had 4 boxes, and I was just like, all right, I know I haven't had a day off, but let me do this. And so I unboxed all of them, got them all ready, played with the VR a little bit, played with the Switch, played and just set up my new router system. So I need to still do the car accessory, which I'm very excited for. I'm going to do that tomorrow morning. But yeah, so lots of stuff coming. Can you please, I have an essay. Oh yeah, so yes, again, I already said that. Do you want the resolution high on VR or mid-range? Thanks. If you put on the Gear VR, it makes you put it to QHD. So just so you know, you can actually not have 1080p on VR. It will make you switch it. It automatically will switch it for you if you don't switch it. Ricky, please more tips and tricks. I've done 20, but I will see if I find any more little ones here and there. I'll just do them one-offs. I don't want to do. We've done 10 and 20, 20 total hidden feature videos. 10 first, and then 10 more. But we'll see. What's your favorite case for the S8 and S8 Plus? I currently am favoring Incipio. I have them both on my 2 phones right now. So on this one, I have the Incipio Octane Pure, which I really like because it shows off my silver color. And on this one, I can't remember the name of it. Incipio NGP, I think. We have it in our video. But the grip is really awesome on this phone, so I really like it. And the clicks are really good. However, I will say this. I do like the UAG ones we got in right now, so I might switch one of these out for the UAG and test that out for a week to kind of, better understand. I always like that when you guys ask me, I can give you guys a really good case. I'm still waiting for Spec. Spec is a company that I really like their cases, but we haven't got any in. So hopefully we'll get their cases, because I usually love Spec cases. I have the T-Mobile Jump. I usually trade each year as new phones get released. So I never own my phone, but I have feel that I get the best phone trade in. What do you think? I am the same way. I don't care if I own my phone or not. It's kind of like, you're leasing a car. I would completely lease a car, to be honest, if I didn't drive so much. For my day-to-day job, I drive a lot. Like a lot. I'm talking about 50 to 100 miles a day. So for that reason, I can't either lease a car, because I just can't keep under the required mileage. But if I could lease a car, I would. Same way I feel about phones. I don't care about owning it. I can lease the phone, and that's fine, because I upgrade every 6 months, and I would love the idea of upgrading a new car every a couple of years too. But that's just how I feel. It depends on the person, though. I get the benefit of owning it. Like when you own your car, you don't have to do a payment on it. Your bill goes way down monthly. So, wow, that's a great feeling. But at the same time, like by the time I would pay off my car, I would want a new one. So that's just me. I'm having problems with my Google Home. I tried to add another account, but now Google Home doesn't recognize me. How can I fix it? I would remove the other account. I actually thought about the same issue. I've not told my wife that I can add her account to Google Home simply because I feel like if she does, then she won't be able to use my smart home products because they're all registered under my name, not hers. So I feel like because of that, I did not tell her that she can do her account because I don't want her to have issues. And then she's like, oh, now it's not working for me. And I don't want to cause issues in the house. Happy wife, happy life, all that good stuff. Oop. A whole bunch of questions just loaded. Whoa. Hi, Ricky. I've always had an iPhone and I'm switching to the S8 Plus. I'm concerned about viruses and spyware. Will I need to scan my phone like I do my Windows computer? Well, Samsung actually has a built-in virus scanner in your device. So if you go to Settings and then go to Device Management, on the bottom right, you actually have a built-in antivirus built into the phone. So you do have that built into your phone, so you don't have to worry about downloading a third-party one because third-party ones are all garbage. So that is what you should do if you are worried about viruses. But plain and simple, 99.97% of all viruses on Android come from outside the Play Store. So if you are getting a virus, it's because you're downloading stuff from other websites, from the black market app store, all that kind of stuff. That's where you're getting stuff from. So yeah. Can you assign colors to people on the S8 on the Edge screen? I haven't tried it yet. I really do need to do a video on the Edge display, but I haven't used it that much. Other than I always have a folder called Demoing, so I can show off photos I've taken or stuff that I've done on the S8. So when people ask like, oh, how's the battery life? Oh, I go to the Demoing folder and it has my battery life comparison on there. So those are the kind of things that I have that I love to use the S8 for, and I always have it on my personal because of that reason only. I would not use it otherwise, but I will use it for about a week and then do some videos on the Edge display because I know a lot of people have been asking for that video. How is the Nintendo Switch? What games do you have? What game do I have? It's only Mario Kart. The only reason I got the Nintendo Switch was to test out to see how the views would be on here. I often get asked a lot of, oh, can you do gaming reviews? And really, I've never really thought, I mean, I love gaming. Again, if YouTube was full-time, if this was my full-time gig, absolutely I would do a gaming channel. Absolutely I would do it because I love video games. I have not gotten to play video games like I used to like to. And I miss that. I miss that part of my life. The sad part is my wife probably plays more video games than I do right now, because she played the entire Uncharted series last year, 1 through 3, with the HD remake, and then she played Uncharted 4 this year, and then she played Tomb Raider this year, and she's still finishing up Tomb Raider, and then she's going on Persona 5. So yeah, she's playing more games than I am really. Mario Kart's a really fun one, and I really am gonna love being able to go Mario Kart on the go, so I can't wait to actually test it out on the go and really try to play it and see how it is. I do plan on taking it with me tomorrow to work so that when I go on my break, I go to Starbucks, I'm going to play some of it and see how it feels. But yeah, that's the only game I have, although there is another game I'm looking at getting. It's like an indie game. I forgot what it's called off the top of my head. I would need to look it up, but yeah. Ricky, do you believe that a lot of companies are profiting and a lot of phones are coming out because of the Note 7 fiasco? Also, when will the Note 8 come out? Will you switch from the S8 Plus to the Note 8? So, do I believe a lot of companies are profiting and a lot of phones are coming out because of the Note 7 fiasco? No, these companies were coming out beforehand. However, Note users did have a tough thing going for them, right? They had to decide, okay, so I don't have the Note 7 option. What do I get now? And we had a shift from, the S7 Edge wasn't good enough for some people. So they tried out new phones. There was Note users that went to the iPhone 7 Plus, the iPhone 7 Plus. Users that went to the Pixel XL, users that went to the V20, users that went to the OnePlus 3T. So these phones sold better. Absolutely, 100%. These phones sold better because of the Note. So people did profit from the Note going bad because those phones, the Pixel would nowhere near have sold as much as it did without the Note 7 going bad. Absolutely, I 100% believe that. The Pixel XL would not have sold anywhere near as well without the Note 7 fiasco. So yeah, I do believe that they benefited from it. The interesting thing about the Pixel XL going down is now you have to wonder, with the Pixel XL 2, how will sales be when the Note 8 is out? Because the Pixel XL, people that tried it out for the first time, you're going to have some people stick with it now, but you're going to have a lot of people switch back to the Note. So I'm very curious to see how the Pixel XL 2 will do compared to the Pixel XL, and if Google will be honest with themselves and realize that, we might have sold more because of the Note 7, and that's why we sold more. Will I switch to the Note 8 with the SA Plus? 100%. 100% I'm getting a Note, and that will be my daily driver. But what if the Galaxy X persuades me? I do not see. I will see by the end of the year. What I honestly believe I will have is on the December 31st. I will have a Note 8 and I will have a Galaxy X. Those are the two phones that I see myself having by the end of this year. Have you noticed the red screen tint on the S8? No, but they already pushed out an update on both of my phones. So on my T-Mobile and AT&T variants, they have already pushed out the update to fix that red tint. So if you had that issue, just check out the latest updates and your phone should have pushed out the update. If not last week, then it will be the next 2 weeks, my guess. It rolls out. Have you noticed screen burn using your S8 so far? No, but screen burn doesn't happen till way down the line. You're talking over 6 months easily for screen burn. Favorite dark theme for the S8 Plus? I don't use Samsung's theme store. I use Nova Launcher for my personalization. And on our Facebook page, if you haven't checked it out, in the description, we do have an OLED folder, which is basically all black, beautiful wallpapers. And those will look amazing on your phone. So that is something I do recommend to save you battery life as well. Will it be better if I get rid of the buttons built into the Edge? Oh, will it be better if Samsung gets rid of the buttons built into the Edge? No. I always want my power and volume here. I do hate the buttons on the back. What was the first LG that did it? I think it was the G3 that did it. G3 that did it. I hated the volume rocker on the back. Absolutely hated it. I did not like that feeling at all. So no, I always want the volume rocker and power to be on the sides. Personally, that's me. Other than spending other than the spending, will the upcoming Note 8 differentiate itself from the S8? So far, the rumors on the Note 8 is quad speakers. We're going to have the S Pen, of course. You're going to have a 4K display, and you're going to have 6 gigs of RAM. So that's how it plans on differentiating itself from the S8, at least thus far. All right. What is the best screen protectors and slim case for the SA and SA Plus? Those wet screen doesn't seem to stick right, and the glass one is only glued on the side. Whether dust, I don't really feel that dust is going to get into the glass screen protectors, at least not the ones I've seen. I've heard really good things about the Zag one from stores that I've gone to. So I will say the Zag glass screen protector is really good. Also, the HD dry one is going to be really good as well. So yeah, so have that going on. So yeah, so that's the main thing with what's going on, at least right now. I got an 8.5 hour I got 8.5 hours of screen on time on the S8 Plus gaming and streaming video. Somebody explain. It's just this. It's the fact that the S8 battery is very much optimized. I've since gotten an update on it as well, so it should be better for that as well. Is the dual pixel autofocus faster? What is used for professional cameras? Depends on the professional camera. Like Sony is a beast with autofocus on their A series compact system cameras. So no, it's not better than that. Dual pixel though is used on, say, Canon. So Canon does use dual pixel. That's actually where Samsung got the technology from. So dual pixel is used by other devices. Above the banner is a picture of Light Yagami from Death Note. Yes, that is Light Yagami from Death Note. One of my favorite animes by far. I love his character. Believe it or not, and people made fun of it for my wife for a long time. So even though we both loved Death Note, it was one of our favorite animes that we both really liked and we watched together. Season 2, bullshit. Season 2 is BS. Season 1, that's how it ended. But no, we actually wanted to name our kid Light for a while too. Like, we don't have kids yet, but when we had kids, we were thinking about Light Alexander Perez. That has since changed because my wife didn't. Too many people teased about like, oh, Light, like, all that kind of stuff. They didn't get the greatness of Light, but yeah. So that's that. And don't get me wrong, I think a lot of those different kind of names are going to get you teased no matter what. As long as it sounds good, it depends, right? Do you think it's quietly a big deal that there is no carrier branding on one of the US S8 models? Again, it's so that you can actually use it at every carrier. That's why they did it. Samsung is trying to be more uniform, like Apple. I mean, Apple has this uniformity where they don't have any bloatware, they don't have any of that kind of stuff on there. So that's the big difference, right? That they have from from every other branding, because LG phones have the branding, HTC phones have the branding. So that is a really great thing I think that Samsung did. Now, if they can just get rid of the bloatware and you can just get a phone and put it on whatever carrier you want, that'll be the dream next year for the S9, hopefully. Dual SIM. I do not have the dual SIM version, although that is available for pre-order right now. The unlocked S8 pre-order is available right now that does have dual SIM. And you can get that at Best Buy. Since the S8 has a Heim key, being always on when the lock screen, won't it burn out? No, actually. So if you never seen this on... Are these at the same height right now? Yeah, they're actually at the same height right now. But the whole idea behind this display is that it jumps around so that it won't do screen burn-in. So after like I think it's about every 5 minutes or 10 minutes, this jumps up here. Then it jumps down here. Then it jumps here. Then it jumps here. And the whole idea behind that is so it won't screen burn. Is 8 hours screen on time good or bad? 8 hours screen on time is really good. For gaming and streaming. Those are the two biggest drainers of your battery life. So yeah, that's really good. Okay. What phone is better, the Xiaomi Mi Mix or the LG G6? I traded my Mi Mix for the G6 due to the camera, LTE on AT&T. Yeah, I mean, the Xiaomi Mi Mix didn't have all the bands for the US, so it just didn't work well in the US, I would say, from everything that I've heard from other reviewers. Yeah, I think the LG G6 is a better overall phone. I will say this, in my opinion, the Xiaomi Mi Mix look better. That's my opinion. How can you prove that it's going to have such a thing, taking a phone to every carrier you talked about last week? I want to know how you can prove it because nobody is talking about it. I might have heard it directly from a Samsung person. That's how I know it. So, although I will not say my source of the Samsung person because maybe they shouldn't reveal that to me, or maybe Samsung doesn't want that out yet till October when they are the fall time when they release an update that will allow you to switch to every carrier simultaneously. But it does have every single band on the phone. And Samsung kind of said this in an indirect way. If you look at their website, they actually have every band listed for the phone. Now, typically, as reviewers, we just think that means separately in carriers, right? So we're like, oh yeah, of course. They mean every band, but they don't mean on the same phone. They mean the Sprint version has these bands. They mean the AT&T version has these bands. The thing is, it actually does have every single band on every phone. And that is the big difference that Samsung changed this year around compared to last year. And again, we did make a video on it, but I didn't want to kind of publicize it. I mean, I haven't told other reviewers about it either, because again, I want to protect the person that told me. Are you an exposed framework fan and user? I am not an exposed framework fan. I do know about it, but I have not really played around with it as much. So, a fan, I think it's cool, but not for me. Why is no one talking about the iPhone 7s? Well, I will give credit to Phone Arena actually, because they did mention the iPhone 7s in a past article. But as you know, again, the big thing is that iPhone 7s does not get views. Look at what everything Apple Pro or whatever they're called. They did a video on this is the iPhone 8, and they got over 1 million views on that video. That would not have gotten that many views if they had said this is the iPhone 7s. And that's because people want to have high expectations and, oh my god, it's going to be an iPhone 8, it's going to be an iPhone 8. And when it's not an iPhone 8, people will forget about it. But people want the expectations that it's an iPhone 8, even though it's not. Made it. Glad you can make it. Do you think it will be okay if the Note 8 is just an S8 Plus with an S Pen and dual cameras and embedded fingerprint scanner? Would it be okay? Yes. Simply for this fact. That is enough of an upgrade for people to want it over the S8 Plus. Now, here's the thing. Would it be enough for S8 Plus users to switch to it? Probably not. Probably not as many S8 Plus users would switch to it. But if you give me better speakers, on top of that, 4K display I don't care about, but if you give that, some people will care. And if you also give the fact that you will get the chance of not only having a 4K display, but if you get the chance of also having quad speakers, as well as, what was the other thing? Now I just forgot it. I was coming up with something and I forgot. But yeah, so that those are things that I think will be a much bigger deal. Will you get a Gear VR? I have a Gear VR and I did the unboxing for it yesterday. We will be reviewing it. I definitely have one game that I want to review immediately just because it's really fun. It's probably the best game for the controller to test out. So yeah, that one I'll be reviewing soon. In terms of a full Gear VR video, we're going to do the 10 best Gear VR apps because I know that's one video a lot of people have been asking for. And there's a lot of new ones, like this one I never played before this, so that is a really good one. But yeah, we'll do a full video review as well. Is anyone having calling issues with 7.0 update on the Note 5? My friend on T-Mobile, like I said earlier, had the Note 5, was having so many issues with Android 7.0, he had to root it that day. Like, he just could not deal with it. It was so many issues with it he was having. It was disconnecting via Bluetooth, all this kind of stuff. It was having a lot of issues. Also, what do you think of the OnePlus 5 and Pixel 2 for a good buy for 2017? I can't wait for the OnePlus 5 just because of how different the OnePlus 4, the OnePlus, no wait, OnePlus 5, wouldn't it be OnePlus 4? Because you have the OnePlus 3T, that wasn't the one, so no, it'd be the OnePlus 4. Yeah, there wasn't a OnePlus 4, there's OnePlus 3 and then 3T, so OnePlus 4 would be it, the one coming out, and then you also have the Pixel 2. Oh, or is it because the 4 is a bad number? I know 4 ending in certain cultures is bad. Is that why? Are they skipping it? I know some are 4 and some is 8. So I'm not sure if they would skip it, but I think those are going to be very good contenders. I'm so curious about the Pixel 2 because, like I said earlier, I don't think the Pixel 2 is going to sell as well compared to the Note 8. So I'm very curious on the Pixel 2. Have you done a screen protector on the S8 Plus yet? By the way, you should add YouTube Tech Guy to the banner in the background. I've thought about it. I've thought about making like a canvas of it or something like that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. In terms of a screen protector, yeah, we did the glass screen protector, the Alpha Glass screen protector review before launch. So we did that one. We have not done one since then, though. So yeah. On Social Blade, it says you hit 200,000 subscribers in June. I know, I'm very happy about that. So just so you guys know, this month was our biggest month ever on YouTube. We are going to be ending at, we don't have the final numbers because today is the final number, so we won't get the final number till about 2 days from now. But it looks like we will be hitting about 2 million views this month and about 10,000 new subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. 10,000 subscribers in a month. We haven't done that since like early on in the channel. So this was the biggest leap we did in a long time for subscribers, which is great because that's what I really need more. I mean, we're getting good amount of views every month, but subscribers, we don't have as many. So this is really, it's something that I'm very proud of, the subscriber base. So very happy with that. And yeah, it does look like we're going to get to 200,000 subscribers if we keep going this rate within the next month or so. So, yeah, very happy. But at this trend, it looks like we will get that. So I'm very happy about that. Whoa. It randomly drops calls after hitting the dial button. That really sucks. So here's... Oh god, my editor would love that, Nate, if I did that video. 10 even more hidden features on the S8. Oh god, Wayne, if you're watching this, oh my god, he's going to comment on it. 10 even more hidden features on the S8. My editor would fall in love with that video. Oh man, yeah, he would fall in love with that video. Did my tweets to Panasonic, LG, Samsung, or Spigen get any products? Unfortunately, no. If you guys haven't seen our past videos, every once in a while, I do ask you guys to help out the channel, and tweet, and you know, tweet. We asked to tweet Panasonic, LG, Samsung, and Spigen to send us products, and it's just so you know we can review them for you guys. For Samsung, we really want them to send us a Chromebook Plus or Chromebook Pro. We have not gotten it, and as you know, for Samsung, we did 2 million views this month for the S8. Namely, to be honest, it was at least 1 million of those views. Probably more than 1 million were just on the S8 videos alone. So that being said, we definitely want to go to the next Unpacked event so we can cover even more stuff for you guys for the Note 8 when it would come out. But that's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get Samsung to send us out there. So what I ask you guys to do every once in a while is I ask you guys, oops, wrong side, to go to social media and say, hey, at Samsung Mobile US. Please send at the YouTube Tech Guide to the Unpacked for the Note 8. Or, you know, and we've never got an invitation. Look, I don't even know if we could afford it, to be honest. I mean, if they would pay for it, that would be great. But, you know, I don't even know if we could afford it. But to be able to go would be such a amazing experience that I would love to do it. So, yeah, that is what I would want to kind of do, if we could. All right, but yeah, so that's the main thing that I would say. I mean, I will ask you guys every once in a while to do that, and it's just so we can get these products for you guys. We bought the G8. Has that video? Yeah, that video. The unboxing went up. So the G8 is currently the phone we're filming with. We have a brand new camera rig too, which I will be doing a video on. If you want to do your own YouTube channel, this setup costs about $500, and you have a full camera rig setup for overhead shots that looks awesome. And all the new videos that you'll be seeing coming out, we have 4 new unboxings coming out this week. All of those were shot on the new setup, and I can already definitely notice a benefit in the focus. A lot crisper, better, steadier shots. Definitely better. So yeah. When will you do a rant on Snapchat? My Snapchat lowers the picture quality. Take a picture. I will be doing Snapchat, the rant video this week. Again, I haven't had a day off. Very tired. So I will be doing a rant this week on Snapchat as well as on Android fragmentation. I will be doing both videos this week. What is the next giveaway? I haven't decided. I feel like we're at the point where I want to just give a big thanks for the amazing increase in viewers that we got this month. So I think we're going to do 2 giveaways. One will be the Samsung wireless charger, the new $100 or $90 one. So we're going to be giving away that one. We're going to be doing the giveaway announcement most likely tomorrow or Tuesday. Again, just trying to figure out the days right now. But so we're going to be doing that, and that's when I'll decide if we will have enough. I'll just pay for it out of my own pocket to do another giveaway on top of that. Have you noticed the red screen tint on the S8? No. Again, I never had it on mine, but they already pushed out an update for it. Can you do a setup video for the Gear VR? Tried to set up my S8 Plus and it was blurry. Couldn't get the pointer thing to work half the time. Watched your videos on YouTube in 180 or 360 and couldn't watch. Okay, so yeah, I could do that for you guys. I've already set it up with my personal one. I will set it up with my second one, and I will do a setup video for that. I'm watching this on my new S8. Cool. Actually, you want to hear something funny, guys? I actually raised the height on my videos so that if you use an S8, that I won't be cut off like I would be like this if I would be normal standing. So I'm always giving a little bit of gap on the top of my phone now, so that if you view it on S8, it should be fine and my head's not cut off. Is the LG G6 a better phone than the Xiaomi Mi Mix? Yes, I would say the LG G6 is a better phone, battery-wise and definitely camera-wise. Why can't the S Pen work on non-Samsung devices such as the S7? It's because it doesn't have a digitizer screen. So the screen on a Note has a special layer on it that allows it to receive a pen. Now, this is really expensive per phone. So unless you're going to basically really sell it for a more expensive price, they're not going to do it. What do you think of the Gear VR new changes out the connectors, meaning the micro to USB-C connectors? Actually, that was with the last VR. The VR that came out with the Note 7 had that same connector. But yeah, the nice thing about it is that they do give you an adapter for a micro USB, so if you still have it, you can still use a micro USB version of it too. I went from the 7 Plus to the Pixel XL, went back to the 7 Plus, but after a week. But if my iPhone wasn't jailbroken, I would have stayed with the Pixel XL. Really interesting, yeah. Hey, jailbreaking iOS. Apple X. What is the Galaxy X? The Galaxy X is this. The Galaxy X is basically a phone that is going to be a completely bendable phone. We've covered it several times. We actually did an entire video. If you want to check out our video, it's in the Mobile Weekly playlist that talks about the Note 8, the Galaxy X, the iPhone 7s Plus, and the iPhone X, all the features that these phones will have. But the Galaxy X is going to be the first bendable phone, meaning that you will actually not have a glass on it. It will be bendable plastic that is actually able to bend, so there's nothing to break. You cannot break the glass on it because there is no glass. And that's the idea behind a bendable phone, is that you won't be able to break the glass on it. I was watching Family Guy on my S7 Edge. Peter Griffin got burnt into the screen. Not actually. Good thing I wasn't watching porn, or something else might have been burnt in. Touche. Yeah. That's really interesting though that it did it that quickly with your S7. Don't get me wrong, my S7 Edge did do that, but I had it for over a year, and it had that with my GPS. So my GPS, I always use split screen, right? So my GPS was always on the same side, or not my GPS, Google Maps. Google Maps, the search circle and the compass were always exactly in the same spot every time. So what I'm now going to do that I know is after 6 months, if I have a phone for longer than 6 months, I'm going to switch it. So I always have navigation on this side, YouTube on this side. I will switch them to YouTube on this side, navigation on this side, so it won't have a screen burn it. I always have this argument, since it's a budget phone, can perform as well as an S8 in terms of camera, etc. What do you think about the reply to that? I don't ever see a budget phone working as well. And the OnePlus 3T does not have a good camera compared to the S8. It has a great camera for its price point, but no camera at that price point can compete with an S8. That is not true. It's passable. It's really good in a lot of instances. The OnePlus 3T actually has a better front camera than the S8, so that's something to say for. But it's not as wide angle. It's not as good in low light. So it depends. It depends on what you're looking for. But I would say, although they're very good at that price point, although they're amazing and great quality, I would not say they can perform as well as S8, because in my opinion, that is not a true statement. It is a very good performer, amazing performer for the price point, but I would not say it compares to it in terms of exact pricing. Samsung Fitness battery drainer from hell. It hasn't really drained my phone as much. But I mean, I use my steps from my watch, so maybe if I tracked steps from my phone, it would drain more, but yeah. I already answered the Galaxy X part. What is dual SIM? Dual SIM means you have 2 SIM card slots. So you can actually have 2 SIM cards in there and have 2 different phone numbers, so people can call you depending on which phone number you give out. You can have, say, a personal one and a work phone, or a personal one and a burner phone number, and that's how you can have a dual SIM phone. What is the difference between OLED and LCD? Well, OLED is the evolution of LCD. So here's the thing. Every LED and OLED display is an LCD, but LCD is not OLED, if that makes sense. What I mean by that, I mean that LCD is the oldest technology of this, liquid crystal display. So OLED is going to be different because they have organic LED lights on the display, and basically that just is better lit and much better quality. And LED screens are the future because of several reasons. One, they have a much wider gamut of colors, so you can display more colors on an OLED display than a regular one, than a regular LCD. You can also have black. Black is a color you cannot produce on LCD, but you can produce on OLED. They're also more energy efficient. Now, LCDs were never too much of a drainer, but like if you compare it back in the day to a plasma, oh my god, it just uses nothing of energy compared to it. So OLED is also more energy efficient. It's why Samsung and like phones like the OnePlus 3T, ones like the Pixel XL, have a longer battery life because they have OLED displays, which help out with battery. So yeah, longer battery, truer color, and also brighter, which is important, of course, for TVs because of the fact that you have more of a chance of being able to see the TV more easily, even if the sun is hitting it. So yeah, that's the difference in a nutshell. Whoa. Okay. What is the best way to hook up your S7 Edge to the TV without Wi-Fi? If you have a Samsung Smart TV, you can just do it via Smart View, which does not use Wi-Fi connection, which does not use a Wi-Fi in terms of a Wi-Fi home setup. It uses a technology called Wi-Fi Direct, so it connects the two via Wi-Fi, even though you don't need to be in a Wi-Fi network. So that would be the easiest way to do it. You can also, if your TV is not a Samsung Smart TV, you can get an old adapter called a Samsung All-Share Cast, which will allow you to do that with any TV via HDMI. Chromecast, of course, and other things are available, but those all require be on the same Wi-Fi network. I like to keep phones for a while. Will the S8 Plus be a good phone for a while? Yes, the S8 Plus will be a good phone for a while. I feel like the S8 might bog down in battery life after a year, but one thing, if you use wireless charging, you're going to have a longer battery life for a longer period of time. Will the Note 8 have less rounded design compared to the Note 7 had? Yes, because the S8 has a less rounded design than the Note 7 had, so yeah, they're going in that direction. When the Note 8 comes out, this S8 Plus will go back. Same for me. Yeah, 4 is a bad number. Skipping 4 on the OnePlus 5. Got it. So I think 4 is a bad number, so that's why they might call it the OnePlus 5 instead of the OnePlus 4. Got it. Yeah, bad luck number in China. So yeah, so that's why they're gonna have the OnePlus 5 instead of the OnePlus 4. Got it. Estoy rápido y furioso. Speaking, someone put a comment in Spanish. Someone just speaking in Spanish. Yes. So you're transmitting on the S8 Fast and Oh. Oh no, not the S8. Fast. You're talking about Fast and Furious. Para que lo vean, gracias. I'm not understanding one of these words in there. Oh, that's why I didn't understand that. Yeah. So you're asking about Fast and Furious 8 and subscribing to your channel. So yeah. Why do you drop animations down to 0.5 instead from 1x instead of 0 to speed up the S8? Because your phone still takes half a second to move. So if you drop it down to 0, then basically what you're going to do is just go to if you drop it down to 0, it's actually going to seem like it lags compared to what it actually is. So 0.5x is the fastest form of animation you can do on the phone. 0 actually makes it look like it lags because it still takes half a second to move, if that makes sense. Apple X. So there has been a rumor now that the iPhone X version that I've been touting as the iPhone X for a while might be called the Apple phone. And that will be their branding for it. I think it's a very interesting thought. I think it's a very possible thought now. So I think it could be the iPhone 7s, iPhone 7s Plus, and the Apple phone is the 10th year anniversary version. Do you think the Note 8 sales will be bad because of what happened last year? No. I think they'll be amazing, to be honest. By the way, making a YouTube video full screen on the S8 adds 10 points. Definitely. I feel like I'm living in the Stone Age. I still have an S5. Hey, it is what it is, man. Everyone has their phone and switch up when you need to. What are the latest rumors on the Galaxy Note 8? The latest rumors are 4K display, quad speakers, dual camera, fingerprint sensor on the screen, and that's all I can think of off the top of my head. 6 gigs of RAM. Is no headphone jacks the future? I think Type-C has been proven to be a better audio source than a headphone jack. So yes, I think we will eventually go away from headphone jack, but I think Type-C will take over. Will this live event be available to watch later on your YouTube channel? Yes, they are always available right after to watch on the YouTube channel after I film it. So if you missed the beginning, it'll be there. Did you know you can pin pictures to the always on display using the same method I said last week? Yes, I did. I did notice that when I was trying to pin different things on there. I did notice that, yes. And thank you again. I saw that you did see. I did give you credit for obviously sharing that with us. I have recently gotten a pair of Samsung Gear Icon X's. Am I getting 45? is getting 45 to 55 minutes normal? No, I was getting about an hour and a half on my average, so longer than what you're getting for the most part. Dex unboxing when? I ordered my Dex. I'm waiting for it. I desperately want to try it out, but I'm waiting for it right now. Any advice on Bixby button, as after the update it doesn't work when you press it a few times for it to work? I'm going to see if I can do a video on that. I know other people asked about it last week. I heard there have been some apps that can successfully change it, so I will check on that. What is Samsung Knox? Samsung Knox is a feature that allows you to divide your phone into two sections. You have your personal side and you have your work side. Your work side cannot look at anything on your personal side. So if I'm bringing my own device to work, it is a great feature to make sure that my employer cannot see anything I do on my personal side. I don't need them in my business. So yeah, that's how you can separate it. Can't wait to see the HTC Squeeze phone. I wonder what it does. Oh, we've seen what it does. If you forget, we saw it a few weeks back. It was, I want to say like a month and a half ago. Like it was a while ago. But we saw a video from Evan Blass, and he did when you squeeze it, and you go like this. So you can go like this, squeeze, and go up. Kind of like a glove box. It was an old app that you could actually like swipe, go up, and then release, and then it launched an app. It does that same kind of thing, but on the surrounding part. So we've actually already seen a video on what it does. It leaked out a little while ago. Evan Blass leaked it out a while ago, and we did a video on it on one of the Mobile Weeklies. Check Mobile Weekly for HTC phone, and we had it on there. Rumors on the Samsung X, I already went over it. So far we know it will be a phone that opens up into a tablet. What's your favorite color for the S8 Plus? If I could buy it again, I probably would get the Orchid Gray, but I'm fine with my one that I bought, which is the silver. I would have got the blue, though. Although I really want green. Green's the most color I want, definitely. What about two Type-C ports instead of one with no headphone jack? That could be, but I don't know. Because, see, with Samsung, you don't have the same issue that Apple does, right? Apple's big issue that you can't charge the phone while listening to your headphones. Samsung doesn't have that issue because you can wirelessly charge your phone while you would have a Type-C headphones plugged in. Is there a way to make a GIF with audio on the S8? No, GIFs don't have audio, so no. Love your videos. Thanks for making them. Absolutely. Appreciate you watching. What do you know about Watt Up wireless charging? Watt Up, is that a company? Their website isn't loading. Let me see. So they were at CES in 2015. And what they can do is give devices wireless charging from several feet away, and they will begin shipping at the end of 2017. But yeah, I think this was the company that Apple was trying to get a hold of eventually, but yeah, I mean, their website isn't loading, and from what a couple of reviewers have said, it seems like that's kind of the main thing with a couple of them. So do you have to have a receiver? How is this working? That's my first thing when thinking this. Like, it says like, oh, you can charge these headphones, this controller, this, all this thing. But you have to have a receiver in order to do it. So I am transmitters and receivers. Let me see. Okay, you're still not showing me. So they're not showing a picture of the receiver. They're saying it's smaller than a dime, but they have no idea about how it looks on their phone according to all of their press images. So I'd be kind of curious to see that, and if they got the technology that time. Pixel and Apple are going to copy the S8 body style. Thoughts? Apple will not, because Apple will look more like a G6. However, Pixel probably, if they're gonna want to go in the right direction. Um, do you have a phone showing off your dust collects behind you and where to get them? Oh, do I have a video showing off the dust collectors behind me and where to get them? No, actually, I have not done a video on that. Although I plan on keep building that up. So yeah, the Infinity Gauntlet is actually a like piggy bank kind of one, but you can take out the entire bottom of the piggy bank thing, so you can actually wear it, as I did in one of our last photo comparisons. That belt was a gift from my wife actually when I was the Android guy back in the day, and I will cherish it forever. I still wear it every CES I go there. And then we also have the Iron Man helmet that's awesome. It's actually one of Marvel's Legacy, I think, collector's edition or whatever thing. And then the Kylo Ren candy jar thing. So those are the things I have. I will be getting more stuff, but no, I do not have a video on it. Although the DVOOM video we did do this past week, that I turned that off right now, but that one is also our giveaway this month, so I do have a video on that one. New Samsung smartwatch may be released with the Note 8. Yeah, Samsung smartwatches are always released with the Note series. Will the Apple phone be able to compete with the Note 8? That's the question. I mean, that's what they're going to make sure to try to do. We'll see, though. Are you interested in the Moto Z2? Because I think Moto could improve the Moto mods. I love Moto mods ideas, but I have to wait and see. Bix Actions Remap works super nice and available at the Google Play Store. I heard that didn't work anymore, but I will check it out. OtterBox Best Cases. I like the Symmetry one personally from OtterBox. I do have that one as well as one of my go-to case changeouts. So Symmetry is my favorite personally. My friend said the S9 wouldn't have a headphone jack. What do you think is the probability? I think it's a probability. I think the Note 8 not having a headphone jack is a probability because of space. So yeah, the S Pen might take out too much space, so they might need to get rid of the headphone jack. So yeah, I think it's a possibility. I think if they do not take out the headphone jack will be at the top on the Note 8. If you make a GIF to video app, you can use sound later. Oh, you can add sound later, but then it turns it into a video, not a GIF. So I guess that's why it's called GIF to video. I see what you did there. Are the last Apple phone leaks real or accurate? I don't think so. I think it's going to look like the G6 front. It is going to look like the G6 front. That is what the G6. It's going to look like the G6 front. It will not have a curve. So yeah, if you see the schematics where it has a curve, it will not have a curve. It will be flat. No super chat option? No. Would that be something you guys really want me to use, super chat? I just think the idea of you paying to chat is kind of weird. Which I do believe that's how the super chat works on YouTube. It is like a feature that allows you to chat, but it's like it's a cost thing or something like that. I haven't looked too much into it, but that's as far as I know about it. Mophie charging cases, yes, no, maybe. Mophie has never sent us a case, so if you would be so kind, tell them to send us a case. Again, I always ask you guys, say at Mophie, please send at the YouTube Tech Guy a case for the S8 as soon as they come out, so we can review it and I can tell you guys if it's good or not. Gear S4 curved screen. I don't think I'm very curious what the Gear S4 would look like. I have no idea. Microsoft smartwatch soon? I don't think so. I don't think Microsoft's going to do a smartwatch again. they discount they discontinued the NES Mini. Why? Because the SNES Mini will sell a lot more. The NES will sell, don't get me wrong, but the SNES Mini will sell way more. Just dump trucks of money for them. It's going to be so ridiculous. Yes, they sold like 2.3 million NES Minis. That will jump to 10 million easily with the SNES Mini. Depending on what games they have, depending on the licensing they have to get. Because remember, Nintendo does not have the licensing for all these third-party games, so they have to get it and pay for it with that too. So that could have been that's what a lot of people believe too. The NES Mini, maybe some of those licensing were about to expire, so they had to stop making it before that happened. All right, guys, I think we will call that a show. We went an hour and a half today, so I think that will be it for today. A lot of videos coming this week. I will finally get a day off Friday, thank God. But until then, I will be doing a lot of videos. I'll be doing Guardians of the Galaxy. I will finally do another video on my YouTube mainstream movie guy channel. So if you look at our related channels on our homepage, we do have another channel called the Mainstream Movie Guy. Obviously, for 3 weeks, I've not been able to do any videos because of all this stuff going on with the S8. But I will be doing one of those coming up. Yeah, so a lot of videos coming out this week. We will announce a new giveaway as well soon. So a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for always tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Before you leave, make sure to give a like, thumbs up in the description down below. Thank you again, as always, for watching. This has been RICKY, the YouTube Tech Guy.